Yes.
Well, I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Uh-huh. We are right now having a lesson for physics. I think it is on the first unit. Uh, this is yet our first live engagement with you people since these lessons for which you subscribe started. I think the last time we had interaction like this was when we were yet for the free lessons, but this time we're for these lessons for which you have to subscribe. If you can just see my screen, the what I'm trying to display there is actually the notes or the lesson notes that you can be able to get from our site. In our WhatsApp group there, I instructed you to go through this unit. Uh, how many of you went through it? Basically, I am here to guide you now on how you can be able to move to answer the assignment. But I know you might have missed one of the lessons as we are trying to introduce physics, maybe as we are offering the free lessons, the live classes. But here, this will be an opportunity for you also to get it and then proceed to what? Answer or attempt the assignment which you will submit, and then you also get probably the feedback. The first unit of this lower secondary curriculum physics senior 1 is where you talk about the introduction to physics. And under introduction to physics, you'll be required to, first of all, define what physics is. So as it is said there, we're going to have that this unit introduces you to physics senior 1. When we were having the free lessons, we went on to define physics. So if you can be able to see what is there on the screen, can you read for me what we have there, Esther?
The word physics comes from the Greek word physics, which means nature. Physics is a branch of natural science that deals with the study of matter and how it is related to energy. Natural science deals with the physical and natural world. Can you identify the other branches of science? Matter refers to anything which occupies space and has weight. Energy is the ability of the body to do work.
So that is exactly what you have there. But we have a short question there, which means physics is simply one of the branches of natural science, but we have other branches of science. Which other branches of science do you know? I know you are taught in other science subjects. Which other science subjects are you being taught? Those are the other branches of science we're talking about here. Esther, which other branch of science? Which other science subject do you know?
Biology.
Biology. Another?
Chemistry.
Very good. We have biology and chemistry. You see, for physics, we are saying it is a branch of natural science that deals with now the study of the study of matter and how it is related to energy. So you find in simple words define physics as branch of science that deals with the study of matter and energy. So matter here refers to anything which occupies space and has weight. So anything here in the world that occupies space and has weight is referred to as matter. And then, of course, energy is the ability to do work. Now we are asked to actually come up with other branches of science, which we did mention as chemistry and biology. So physics has several branches. So as we can move down here, you realize, so those are some of the branches of physics and what they deal with. Physics is divided into several branches. Gone through this, am I right? Have you been able to access the site like this, and then when you log in and you're able to read the notes like this is exactly how you're supposed to go. You'll be able to read the notes because this is what we have. And then when we come like this, we review areas where you have failed to understand. So we'll be able to guide you. So now from here, we can see one of the branches is mechanics. So mechanics deals with the behavior of physical objects or the particles under the action of forces. So we said when forces act on physical objects or particles, and then the behavior of this, when we study the behavior of these physical objects, when forces act on them, we are able to give it, or we shall have this branch or this concept land under the branch of mechanics. Meanwhile, we have also heat. Under heat, we are going to look at heat first of all as it is, as a form of energy, and then how it is transmitted. So under its transmission, we look at how heat moves from one point to another. Is that okay?
Yes.
How heat moves from one point to another, that is the transmission. Then the applications now, the diversity that we have as of its uses. So where do we use it, and how do we use it? That is now what we're talking about, its applications there. You find in cooking, we use heat and so many others. So how we use it, it is under applications. Then we have also the other branch of physics there, which is light. So for light, it deals with the nature of light and its properties, how it travels, and its applications. So light itself is going to be one of the topics. See, these branches are here, the topics which are broadly now categorized, but they will be divided into smaller units, which we shall look at, and which we now call as chapters in this case. So our first chapter is now the physics introduction here, where we shall look at what physics is, where it is applied, why we learn it, the laboratory, and all sort of issues concerning the laboratory. That is the first chapter. We have that under light, we said how it travels, and there also its application. Light has so many applications. So those applications, we also have to look at them under here. So we shall continue to look at electricity, where we shall be dealing with the production of electricity, the transmission and applications. So you see, this time in the world where we are, without electricity, it is very hard for us now to even be able to work efficiently, to be able to do things efficiently. One of the applications, as you can see, as you can even realize now, is we're using electricity to have this kind of connection. Your phone or your laptop or whatever you're using right now to get me here uses electricity. And then it is its application which we are now putting together for us to be able to have this. Then magnetism is one of the branches where we're going to look at properties of magnets, their production, and the applications. It also has so many applications. So basically, we shall be looking at that. We shall move to have waves as one of the branches, where we look at the transfer of energy from one point to another. And this is without movement of substances. So it is under wave motion. You see, just like when you touch the water surface, when you move to water surface, I mean a sea or a valley where you have water, you put a stick to touch, you allow a stick to touch the surface of the water, you find some waves will be produced. You have even seen when you just put a finger in a basin of water, you find circular things, waves will be moving outwards. I think that is one observation that you have been able to make when you are there at home on a small scale. A basin of water, you just dip your finger there and then you get out. You find it produces what? Waves. Circular waves will be produced and they will be advancing outwards. Is that true? Esther, is that true?
Yes.
I hope, Isaac, you're getting us well. So
Yes,
if we
teacher.
can, okay. If we can move down here to the other branch of physics, which is modern physics. So under modern physics, we shall be looking at the recent developments in physics and the applications. So one of the branches of physics is said to be modern physics. So where we look at what? Recent developments in physics and their applications. So these are the aspects which we are going to look at, and then in the course of studying physics. And so in doing this, do we just do it for the sake? Do you think learning about we have the magnetism, wave motion, modern physics, electricity, light, mechanics, and heat? Do you think we only have to leave it there? No, we have to move to how important these ones are. So I want Esther to read us why physics is important for good health. Physics, why it is important for good health. You can see that when we see that image, why physics is important for good health. Esther, you read, and then we have this other one who has joined in the name of Isaac. Isaac, I hope, Isaac, is that your name?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
I beg your pardon.
You are called your real names?
Aturinde Isaac.
Aturinde Isaac. Good. Then Aturinde Isaac, now I would expect you to read for us why physics is important for good health. Then Esther, you now come in for why physics makes communication easy.
Oh. Machines such as those used in hospitals to treat cancer and those used to study the brain, broken bones, and babies developing in the womb are made using knowledge gained from the study of physics.
Now, before maybe Esther could come in, have we always had a chance, or when you go to the hospitals, you get to see where we have where those machines are, where they are secured, or where they are kept? Mainly these machines that are used in the hospital for treatment of cancer, for the study of the brain, broken bones, babies. When someone breaks a bone, first of all, what do they usually do when you go to the hospital when someone has broken a bone? What is done? What is the first step they always take? After maybe giving first aid for this person there, when you take the person to hospital, I think the person is taken for X-ray examination. So under X-ray examination, you see, they will be able to establish the broken bones. They'll be able to establish probably how the bone has been able to get twisted while it is inside there, or when it comes out, this one there, from the photography, from the machine, you'll be able to, X-ray machine, you'll be able to find. Then you find the machines where we used to study the brain, treatment of cancer. Cancer is even the same thing. We use the X-ray X-rays to treat the cancer, because when the X-rays are directed into the cancer cells, they kill the cancer cells because they are very dangerous. So we have these developing babies. When also in the womb, you will imagine when you go to the hospital, when usually women go for maternity, they go for the maternity checkup, then you find they'll be coming back with information that whatever you're having in your womb is a female or male. You would imagine how these ones come out, but it is by the use of these machines. Let's move to communication. Esther.
Teacher, you first scroll, I cannot see the words very well.
Pardon?
Physics makes communication easy. Physics.
Physics. It is physicists play
an important role in the manufacture of computers, radios, televisions, and mobile phones. These make communication easy.
But do you still expect me to explain this? You can even right now. I don't know where Esther is. Esther, where are you right now?
I'm in Salama Munyonyi.
Isaac, what about you?
Mkono Seta.
Salama is in Seta. Then Esther is in what? Esther did not get you well.
I'm in Salama Munyonyi.
Munyonyi. So in Munyonyi. Then Isaac is in Seta, Mukono. And for me, I am right here in Arua. Actually in Koboko. You see, but we're able to get ourselves. What has made communication easy is physics. Right now, you might be attending me on a computer or even a mobile phone. But it is now the communication that has been eased by the knowledge which is acquired from physics. Is that okay? So that's how important physics is. Then we have other reasons why it is taught in secondary schools. I just don't want to waste a lot of time on other this. Of course, you'll still be able to go. You'll be you'll still be able to explain different language. I know many of you still. You still don't know how the rainbow forms. You still don't know the mirage. This mirage thing is usually when you walk on a sunny day. When you walk, you'll find something appears to be like a pool of water ahead of you. But as you move, you find it disappears. Have you always had that kind of experience?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. So that is called a mirage. When you continue to study, you'll be able to explain those kind of phenomenon. This phenomenon thing here is just a scientific, maybe something which is very scientific kind of thing where you'll be required to explain using the knowledge of science. Then we have, it makes us useful things for use in our daily life. We have the weighing machines. The weighing machines, we can be able to use them to determine weight, to determine our mass, determine so many things. You see, so many weighing machines we have been able to do, able to find around are very useful just because of the knowledge behind this. We have in the laws and the principles which we apply in our daily life. These laws and the principles can be well understood after we have followed this concept of physics. Then we can be able to carry out experiments. We have to record observations, analyze them, and make conclusions about this. This is the advantage of studying physics. See, when we were, as you'll move on, you'll find that with the time you'll be able to carry experiments, you'll record observations. They can say you make observation, you see, maybe you hear, or you are. For us in science, we observe in so many. As we shall move, we shall be able to understand this better. So in the coming units or chapters, so for us to now have proper conclusion and analysis, we need to carry out experiments, record observations, and analyze them. See, there are people around us, usually in our homes, where you find when someone does something very little, you just go and you kick this person. You just go, you begin shouting just without carrying out analysis of how it all happened, why it has reached to that stage of this person doing that. So if you are really a very good physics student, you will be able to make this kind of conclusions based on observations, analysis, and after you have had actually from this person why he has gone or she has gone through this. So it is also the basis for technology. I want to give an example where we have the televisions and now the satellites. So that's what we have there. It is the basis for technology. E.g., all the example there is the televisions and satellites. I think we have some spelling that we can work on that. We have satellites and the televisions. See, it is because of satellites and the televisions, you are able to. I know recently on the world of entertainment, people are just able to watch the Euros, the Copa America. See, these ones were going on somewhere very far from us, but because of the technology, because of the televisions that we have, because of satellites, they were able to bring for us this information. They were able to bring for us to our watch or to our close side. We were able to see in our rooms. So that is how important physics is. So there are many more other importances that we have, but one important one that we cannot miss is preparing us for our future careers. There are so many of these careers that I know if I don't know if all of you attended all the lessons, the full lessons that we were able to have. Esther, did you attend all the lessons that we had during the free sessions?
No, teacher.
In physics, you didn't attend all of them.
Attended twice.
You attended twice, which means you missed one. Which one did you miss? Because
the last two
the last one, huh? The last two.
Yes.
I think the last one should be one in physics, maybe another subject. What about you, Isaac? So I will share for you people those slides that we were able to have for all this. I think in our group that we shall be able to. You can also go. You explore more on this because they have some of the concepts which are here, but I've simplified them. They are better, but these ones are very broad so that you can understand it far much. Those ones there, they were like that because I was able to give an extra explanation. They were highlight. I mean, they were just summaries in fact. So I will be able to share them for you in the WhatsApp group. Is that okay? Then we're saying the future careers that we do have and require the concept of physics are one, engineers. We have so many engineers. We have chemical engineers, civil engineers. We have what else? Mechanical engineers and so many. We have teachers, someone like me now. See, I'm teaching physics because I did study it. Without that knowledge, I might not be here helping or doing this work. Architects. So those ones who usually come with the plans in most cases for very nice buildings, very nice constructions. These ones, the knowledge of physics is very important. And then we have pilots. See, before you might be in that, you reach there, you needed to have that knowledge of physics. We shall be able to understand better where basically this one helps us, and so many others, and so many others. So there are so many others. Even becoming this time, becoming a doctor, you need the knowledge of physics because you're going to deal with machines which basically have the background of physics. Then, because we said physics is usually studied in a laboratory, we now said here that most of our practical activities, for example, experiments, tests, observation, and investigations are conducted in a special place called a laboratory. So we know laboratory is that place where where we usually carry our experiments. So it is maybe a room or part of a room that is basically designed for scientific work. It actually contains many pieces of apparatus, and these apparatus are made for practical use. That is what we're being able to have from our notes there. So as you move on this, are you just getting me? Am I being loud? Hard, clear, and loud?
Sure, you are clear.
Very good. So we now move to have under physics laboratory. We look at the apparatus, of course, which are the tools or the equipment needed in carrying out activities. And we find this one in laboratory, and we use it for carrying experiment. We did say it is a step-by-step process in which we make it. I was just trying to say, for us, as we shall move to look at physics laboratory here, we study what laboratory is. You have to know what laboratory is. Then secondly, you need to understand what apparatus is. And then you need to know what any experiment is. Because we are now saying laboratory is a building or a house or part of a house or a building or even a place. It can be just some small place or even a big one. And it is only designed or it is purposely made for what? Scientific work. Now the equipment or the tools that we use to carry out the scientific work in the laboratory. So the scientific work we may do there might be experiment. Now the experiment we're saying is the step-by-step process which is undertaken to make a discovery, or we test a proposed law, or even a theory, or we demonstrate a known fact. Sometimes we say, when you take a body and you leave here, it falls downwards, and this is just the theory. But is it true? For you to testify if this is true, you have to what? Get a body and you put it up and then I allow it to fall. That will be now where you'll be able to draw a conclusion. And this is known after demonstrating a known fact. And then from here, I think we can see, they've just given us a drawing there where you can see the learners are performing an experiment in the laboratory. What are they doing there? If you can be able to see, what are those learners doing? What are those learners doing? Esther, what are those learners doing? Isaac?
They're measuring weight of an object.
They're measuring weight. Isaac is saying they're measuring weight. You see, that one is some measuring instrument. Put it, I think it should be a wooden material, maybe a piece of, it should be a rectangular shaped piece of wood. It is in the shape of a cuboid, so they are measuring maybe the mass, how heavy it is. You can see those ones they are performing. Now, I think after this, we have those other links there. As you were saying, you missed, someone was saying, you missed what? You missed the other lesson. I have one of the lessons here that I've been able to put for you. Those one of the lessons, the 3 lessons that were able to cut out on the laboratory thing. What is the importance of laboratory and the laboratory? I mean, importance of laboratory rules and regulations. This was actually, I think, our last lesson for that unit. So it is a video. When you watch, I think you'll be able to get fully what that lesson is all about. And you can only do this maybe after you have gone through, you have logged into this, or you can watch it even on the YouTube channel. Here you can see some of the advantages of laboratory rules. It is trying to specify for us there, but they are not what we have not been able to have them from the lesson there. But this is what we have extracted. It was what we had for the. It gives for us now more concept. See, we have a broader understanding of someone who has not enrolled for this only had known about this. But now for you who is already enrolled or subscribed here, you have access to the information there. Now from here, I think after finishing, you will have to proceed. You'll proceed here. You see this assignment here. I hope you're seeing that assignment. I think after here, we have a session on how we can be able to attempt assignment and then also submit. I really want you not to miss that. We have a session which is starting at 5. So you need to attend so that you can be able to attempt this assignment after you have gone through this unit. So that is what I can say concerning this unit. It is about what physics is all about and the laboratory. So usually after this, in the new curriculum, after a unit or after finishing a chapter, we're supposed to have an activity of integration. So I will be able to add for you the activity of integration that you'll have to do and you'll submit to me. Is that okay? Or you'll submit as well on the site there. I'll be able to add it. So that is what we shall have to do individually. Now for you here, you'll have to do it, you log in and you do it at your pace. Remember, this is also given some time. So when you have started answering the assignment like this, you need to finish and submit it. So I think that is where we shall have to stop, unless otherwise. Isaac, as if you are trying to say something.
No, it's nothing. Yeah. It's okay.
All right. So I hope you'll be able to attempt the assignment and submit. How to attempt the assignment? So the same should be, the same is what I expect Esther to do. Next time we shall be moving to actually the next unit. I now want you to go to the next unit, which is what? Measurements. The next unit we're having is measurements. So we shall start from measurement. Next time we shall be looking at the measurements of length. That is what we shall do. I will start from there, but we need to go. You see, when we have like this, I will be moving a little bit faster because it is already what you have gone through. But I will expect you to this kind of interaction is supposed to be where you now give me queries on what you don't understand or what you didn't understand as you logged in here. And then secondly, you can also be able to have some of these areas that you don't understand raised from the chat on the WhatsApp group, which I'll be able to respond to. So I really thank you